Hello, everybody. Hello, YouTube. Hello, friends and babies and relatives and, I guess, blood brothers, blood cousins, if that's a thing. Burps aside, this is SparkleDart. I'm here again to talk to you about, today, oral hygiene. Now, oral hygiene might be one of the most important things that you as a human being can do. So many burps, so little time. So the reason why I say that is because you got to brush your teeth. If you don't, you'll get a British smile, and a British smile is something that I think we can all kind of picture in our head. If you can think of somebody like, who's that famous British actor? You know the one I'm talking about. All of them that has bad teeth. If you think about that guy, Simon, what's his face from Shaun of the Dead? You know the guy. You know the one I'm talking about. Simon. What's his dick? I don't know. He's a funny guy. He's a funny guy, but the thing is, he's got like a British smile. Him and Mr. George Seinfeld. I don't know where I was going with that thought. But anyways, British smile. Oral hygiene. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, so what you gotta do is you gotta brush your teeth twice a day. That's 2 times every single day. Once in the morning, once at night. And some people even go as far as to brush their teeth every meal, which for a normal human being would be about 3 times a day, because people eat 3 times a day. There's 3 meals in the day. You got breakfast, lunch, and supper. And if you're not eating those 3 meals, you're probably just eating like 1 or 2 meals and like a snack or something. I don't know if that's what you like to do. Then I guess that's the way you got to do it, because you know why change? Why mess with a good thing? You know, you got a good formula going on. You like to, I guess, eat twice a day, whatever. You like to eat steak and potatoes. Actually, you know what? Steak and potatoes is all you need, because steak gives you all that red iron and proteins and shit like that, and then potatoes gives you all those complex carbohydrates and whatever else it needs to, I guess, keep you running through the day. You got all that. You basically, your body is like a machine, and you are responsible for fueling up that machine, even though you bought the machine yourself. Now, if you've ever driven a car, you know that you have to put gasoline in the car, and if you don't put gasoline in the car's just not going to run anymore. That's the way it's going to be. And ugh. My gosh, I'm talking too fast here. If you put gasoline in a car and the car doesn't run anymore, then it's your own dang fault for having a car that is now useless for not having gasoline in it. And you know what I'm saying is because it's just the truth, you know. Okay, so we're not at a point in this world where we have unlimited reliable energy. We were close with the works of Nikola Tesla, but he died mysteriously after his researches were halted, I guess you could say. His researches were halted, and they were taken and put in a secret government file made so that they were not accessible by the public anymore. Now, the idea was that Mr. Nikola Tesla used to take cosmic rays, that's X-rays, gamma rays, all sorts of rays from space that come from stars and other star systems, galaxies, whatever else, and it's any sort of electromagnetic radiation. There's all sorts of things that do. If you're part of that belief system, I guess that would be the way to go about doing things. But Mr. Nikola Tesla, he thought we could harvest energy from the fucking solar system, and I believe that we can still if we really wanted to. But the thing is, there's so many energy companies here on Earth, like American Energy and that rich Arab who owns all of the oil reserves in Saudi Arabia. It's part of a family. He's part of a family. The rich Saudi Arabian oil family is probably exactly what their name is. I'm sure of it, because why else would they be called something different than that? If it was my own opinion, I would go ahead and say that that's exactly what it was, and if that's not what it is, then I apologize for being wrong. I don't like to be wrong on the internet where everybody else is right. You know, I'm a very trustworthy, respectable, handsome, might I add, young man. And if I'm going to be wrong, then I want to be wrong for the right reasons, not wrong for the wrong reasons. You know, I don't want to be fed bullshit and then told that bullshit is wrong, because if that's the case, then I'm just as bad as the people who were telling me that the bullshit is right. You know what I'm saying? So, Mr. Nikola Tesla, he had all sorts of inventions. He was basically rivals with Thomas Edison, the guy who invented the light bulb, or maybe not so much invented the light bulb, but stole the idea from somebody else and then perfected it. The fact that he perfected it, though, means that he made it usable for us. He had the AC currents and the DC currents, and I think he electrocuted to death an elephant named maybe Gertie or something like that. Or maybe I'm just thinking of that bridge up in Washington. galloping Gertie that was made of concrete but was so poorly made that it started to wave around in the wind and then collapsed violently. And the only casualty, I believe, of the event was a dog that got crushed to death by the bridge, the concrete falling on the bridge. Now, something happened similar to me not too long ago. There was a bridge in Minneapolis, Minnesota that I crossed a couple days after I went to a music concert called Warped Tour in 2007, and the bridge collapsed actually 2 days after I was there. Now, you might think you're just exaggerating, you want attention, but no, that's actually true. I was there, and the bridge just kind of shattered underneath the weight of all the cars that were on it. I guess it was poorly made. It was probably an old bridge. You know, suspension bridges actually don't get constructed a lot these days because the suspension bridges that we need have already been built, and we don't need to build anymore, so what's the point of wasting our time and resources and efforts and building something that already exists for us to use these days in modern culture, you know what I'm saying? So if you want to build a suspension bridge, then you better go somewhere a little less civilized, like a third world country where they don't have suspension bridges, and instead they just have like hanging wooden bridges that donkeys can't walk across because they'll just shatter the structural integrity of the bridge, and if they do that, then the bridge won't hold the weight, you know, the bridge will collapse, it'll go into water, it'll suffocate and drown and die, and that's just what'll happen. If that happens, then you got nobody to blame but yourself, but walking across a bridge, faulty footbridge like that just can't support your weight. If you're fat, if you're not fat, even it doesn't really matter if the bridge is poorly built, then it won't matter whether it was built poorly or not, because if it was built poorly or not, then, you know, that's just the way that things work. Walking on something that won't hold your weight. Maybe you're too fat, maybe you're not fat enough. I don't know. People are fat all over the place. People are fat all the time. I see fat people all the day. You know, you go to Walmart, you see fat people just checking out groceries. They got all the groceries in a basket, a bag. They're getting Pringles and Great Value brand potato chips. I don't even know what Great Value is. Is that like Walmart's generic brand? Like all sorts of grocery stores have their own generic brands of groceries. I think Walmart's might be called Great Value. I think that's just because it's a great value, I guess, because you're saving like 10 or 20 cents on something that you didn't need in the first place. So if you're wasting that much money on something you didn't need, then why not just buy something that you do fucking need? You know what I'm saying? So I guess with that being said, it just makes sense to me that maybe you should take into consideration other people's thoughts, feelings, opinions, ideas, whatever else it requires of you to be a thoughtful, rational human being. You know, that's something that we lack a lot today in these modern times. And if you're going to be nicer to your friends, peers, co-workers, brothers, sisters, whatever else, then that's what you gotta do. You know, you gotta grab life by the haunches and wrestle it into submission, which is my guarantee, another SparkleDart guarantee. I might have said that once or twice already. If I already said that, then go ahead and ignore me, because I like to repeat myself. I make statements that are bold and sweeping, and when I make those statements, I expect that everybody knows exactly what I'm talking about, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you're just not going to understand what it is that the point is that I'm trying to make. And if I'm trying to make a point that you're not listening to, then you're the one who's the problem, not me. So you got to learn to take responsibility for your own goddamn actions. If you can't take responsibility for your own goddamn actions, then you're not somebody who honestly want to be listening to my show, because oh, you whore. Okay, I didn't mean to use the whore word. That was my own fault. I was under a lot of stress just a second ago. That situation made it bad for me, and it just made it worse when I was swatted into the water. It didn't make sense why something like that would happen to me, of all people, because I'm such a nice guy. I'm so stand-up and, selfless. I like to think that I'm selfless. People don't call me selfless very often, but when they do call me selfless, it really carries a lot of weight, because it's something that when other people say it to you, it really makes it pop, it makes it your own. It makes you a happier person, you gotta. Life's all about being happy. If you can't be happy, then you got to understand that there are people who are happy that aren't you, and if you're not happy, then these people are, you can't be so bitter as to try to bring them down to your own level. If you got to bring them down to your own level, then that makes you a shitty human being. If you're a shitty human being, then you're not. Honestly, I think genocide might be in order for you, because it's just not something we like to put up with these days. There's so many things out there that you can do to be successful and happy, and not have to rely on anybody else to make your well-being known. It's just all about what you want to do and accomplish and see and feel and hear and whatever else. So if you can't at least be happy for somebody else, try to be happy for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't be happy for yourself, then you're kind of the person to be miserable all the time. And if you're miserable all the time, you're going to make everyone down to your level. And when you're doing that, then it's not something that I can control when I tell you that I am tired of hearing your nonsense, your bullshit, your antics, whatever else it takes for you to shut the fuck up. I'm sorry for using the fuck word. I don't often use that word. I only use that when I get heated. I just, I like to make sure that people know that I'm a nice guy, I really am a nice guy. I would do anything for anybody who asked me for like a favor or something, so long as it didn't involve, like money or something like that. Money is a very tight subject for me. I don't like to loan out money to people that, the thing is, okay, here's the problem with loaning out money is you're loaning out money to people who don't have the money to pay for the things that they want themselves. And if they don't have the things that they want to pay for themselves, then they're probably bad with money in the first place, so you can expect them to pay you back. And if you want to have your money back, then basically it's just giving them a handout. You're not really giving them a loan, it's more of a handout. It's like when somebody asks you, hey, can I borrow a sheet of paper? Hey, can I borrow a french fry? Obviously, they don't plan on giving that shit back to you. If they do plan on giving that shit back to you, then you have to buy like a whole new or a whole new thing of paper, or a whole new sheet of french fries, because french fries come in sheets. If you never saw one before, they come in sheets. I bet. I don't really know. I never made french fries, so I don't really know if they come in sheets or in rolls or in packages, or like they come in bundles. They're wrapped together with rubber bands like asparagus. Something like along those lines. I don't know, because if that was the case, then I would have heard about that a long time ago. So thank you for rubbing it in my face if I'm wrong. I really apologize. I'm a nice guy, but it only goes so far being nice. Nice guys can still be wrong, and that's just the truth. That's the truth that's a weight that I have to bear on my shoulders every single time that I try to make some sort of bold, sweeping statement. And at that point, I have to realize that everybody has a different opinion. So thank you for listening to mine. I've got a lot of conflicting ideas, and it's just something that I like to pretend that I do. So hold on, I'm going to try to get the last couple sparkle bits here, and then I'm going to call this episode good. Holy cow, that was frightening. Okay, well, thank you very much for that. That was great of you gentlemen to do that to me. So, okay, well, sorry, you know what, I don't often pay attention to the games that I'm playing, but when I do, I really try to make it known that I know what exactly I'm doing, because if I don't know what I'm doing when I'm playing a game, then what's even the point of watching it? You're watching someone play a game that you never really understood how to play in the first place. If you don't understand how to play a game in the first place, what's the point of playing it? Because you're just kind of making an ass of yourself, making somebody watch something they don't want to watch. If they have to watch you fail and try miserably and fail at a game, it's just the way that things are. And you know what, I think that that's true, but I think that it's also false for the most part. If you want to be somebody respectable, I'd like to think that people respect me, but I don't know if it's true. I just SparkleDart, that's the way I am. So thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and get that last bit of sparkle bits here off screen. So thank you for watching. SparkleDart leaving again. I'm gonna go ahead and take my leave. Goodbye.